Welcome back, my friends. It's a show that never ends. Corked Stat, the fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. What are you, boy? It's your freaking boy, yo. Big Johnny Stud coming to you worldwide. Brooklyn, New York, as always. Coming out that damn chair as always. Feeling really good. The outpouring for Love It When You Call Him Big Papa was really just something else. It ended up being everything's cool. You know, not take it personal, but shout out Big Pop. He's feeling okay. He's home. And feeling the love, yo. Thank you, Jason and Bry. And I just can't even get to everybody. DMs just, full of the love. Mi familia, appreciate you very much. It ain't man, it's big.
This is Sparta!
Really appreciating all the Spartans today, all the shout outs. And we are rocking and rolling in the MF betting streets. Oh, last thing, yo. Tell your parents, your aunts, your uncles, whoever. Be a little more specific with your damn text messages, yo. Don't create total panics. Things could be serious. I almost had a freaking aneurysm on air, man. And yeah, the betting stuff, how about that? You're doing good when even the losses are heartbreaking. Listen, is every loss heartbreaking when you bet? Like, yes or no. You never want to lose, but it is kind of baked into it. So you just get out there, you get smoked. But, we lost on Pittsburgh yesterday. Jones was perfect through 6. Like, you kind of think you're going to win that game. I think I saw first time in history that's ever happened. Team lost, of course. Then yesterday, funny, I was talking to Jay online, and we missed the hit-run ribby pair. I had Soto. I had Ewing on the sheet also. I was flip-flopping back and forth. It was Ewing, it was Soto. It was Soto, it was Ewing. Ewing was coming off that crazy game. Sometimes that kind of pushes the stats, maybe makes him a little bit hot, and then, it's the last thing. Remember, I said, you know what? I'm going to do the sharp thing. I'm going to bet Juan Soto. And, yeah. If you were watching that shit, talk about frustrating. He came up late, right? Was it in the fucking 9th inning? Oh, no, it had to be the 8th because they won. They didn't hit the 9th. He gets up to the 8th. It was 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. I'm like, oh, shit, we could easily get this right here, which is part of why you love the hit-run ribbies. I don't know. Some of the pricing are weird, depending on how we had the model. I mean, Mets ended up coming through, but it sucked because they intentionally walked Soto down 5. I was like, fuck, man, what are you going to do? But everything else fucking hit, except for the fucking Orioles, of course, another heartbreaker. That ended up dropping the parlay. Shit, man. 14 hits and that lost many, many, many chances to win that one, and we still had a really awesome day. The blend bet came through right on the very day that we talked shit. We had the Reds, we had the Padres. I didn't want to pay minus 155 for either. And sometimes when you pair the both, you'd hate to win one big and lose one outright. You walk away with Ugats. What'd we do? The blend bet, baby. Split them up, hit the money line pair, hit both of the run lines, feeling pretty freaking good. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So, kind of showing off a little bit of the nuance and the context that you get when you rock with us. All right, enough of that shit. Look at my fat fucking face, man. That fudge I broke It's the best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in your mug. Piping hot as always, 7 days a week. Don't be a cheap bitch your whole life. Support good people doing good work. Just fucking $2 a week, yo. If we start it for the year, you get the last month for free. I think it knocks it down to like $1.65. And there's football stuff like crazy. Love to see people are starting to get into the football thing because I'm getting the, access requests. I had to move them to a new sheet. Anyway, 13 games today. We're split 6 and 7. Glad my voice recovered a little bit, but I don't want to bruise it. I have a long weekend. We've been going, I think, 110 days in a row. Oh my goodness, man. Shit.
What is your profession?
Damn. Yo, no fucking shit, man. If anything, we are consistent, right? You could set your fucking watch by me, man. Okay, let me just count down 6 games because they're not always in order. All right, we're going to start with the nighttime stuff. We'll circle back for the daytime stuff. Maybe we'll put together a little Skyrockets in Flight, Afternoon Delight. So a lot of times I take off Thursday. I'm mad busy today. I have athletic deadline. Also, I don't know if people know, I'm hosting. This is fucking weird. Other people are better at promoting their own shit. I'm the host of America's longest running fantasy football radio show, Fantasy Football Weekly on our heart radio. You can catch it on all your podcast feeds. It's 100% free. Me and Jake Trowbridge right now just doing short off-season episodes. Then we're going to do more kind of game-by-game stuff. It's going to be pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, shout out to me. Me. All right, enough of that. Oh, my God, the fucking self-aggrandizing. Ugh. All right, I hear. Let's get down to work.
Time to make the donuts.
Jackson Perkins on the bump for the Atleticos. Elephants balancing on beach balls, plus 114 dogs up in Detroit Rock City to face my boy, my former bestie, Framber Valdez, and the Tigres down an 8 Mile, man. Perkins, very effective reliever. The move over to starter hasn't really worked. Remember, what you see on the main sheet here, world famous pitching sheets, are starter pitcher only. It says stats as SP only. So the transition hasn't worked. Doesn't mean that it won't, right? Because there really is some good stuff under the hood here, right? There's a ton of fucking swing and miss, and even for I think this is a reliever thing. Very few pitchers are going to have a sub 36 ball with a plus 11 walk. Those don't jive. The command and control better than what we've seen. The left on base rate at 61 should get better. The BABIP at 358 should get better. He's got to control the misses a little bit. 46 fly ball, 42 hard hit, nearly double-digit barrel, going to get you in trouble. There's where that four-seam bin comes in. Remember, I'm moving back and forth to show off the tools and the speed that you get to build that muscle memory we're always talking about, trying to hit that fucking flow state. Perkins got velo, right? But the stuff plus is shitty. Shout out to Eno Saris. That fucking stat is really good. But if you notice, here we go, just quick one. He'll probably admit this too. I don't want to drag my guy. But this is stuff I was talking about for 2 years at least. I could produce all the fucking receipts. Stuff Plus in essence is a fantastic idea. It's really great. It really, really, really is great. My contention has always been trying to define a pitcher's stuff with one number, because I believe trying to quantify breaking stuff is almost impossible. All of these pitches are fucking ridiculous. So what it really comes down to is sequencing, location, and height. Speed disparity, plus your spins and your extensions, equal release points, and trying to tunnel with mirroring effects on the spin. A lot goes into the diagnostic ends of this shit. So I think, as I was doing a lot of work on it, trying to reverse engineer this stuff, to see, I've been doing diagnostic stuff for a long time. Eno just went and quantified. He did a great job. However, right, but, if I can help everybody get a leg up in their pitching analysis, he allows you on Fangraphs, it's free, so I'll put it, you can isolate it to four seam, and I think that's what you want to know. That's the most important fucking piece of information. Being able to, four seamers should be pretty standard in approach. So now, and they're also the most thrown ball, so it's the biggest sample, gives us the best comparative set. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand the stuff plus on the four-seamer, I think that's the foundational piece with which all else is built on. So you could have a crazy curveball and a crazy sweeper and 4 fucking crazy secondaries that are so awesome, it brings up your pitcher stuff through the roof. But if your four-seam stuff is not good and you're overusing it, you're never going to get to maximize on all that stuff. Holy shit, yo. Was that a fucking clinic or what, boy? That was a fucking clinic. But it's the fucking truth. And velo is not the only part of stuff. So when you have great velo and usage up over 33%, that's usually at 30. I'm usually talking primary. 33 is a solid primary pitch, but the stuff plus is really low. So that's going to be a major point of contention for me. I can tell you, just looking at basic spreadsheet stuff, Perkins probably would want to throttle the four-seamer or just get it a little fucking, maybe higher up, right? He's got the big fly ball rate without the infield fly, gives up too many home runs. I don't know if Perkins is going to correct today. Shout out to whoever nudged me to add this extra layer of home and away stuff. I think it's super useful. Perkins has been bad both ways. You always want to know that with the A's pitchers because they're pitching on the fucking moon at home, right? And then Valdez, he hasn't been good at home. He hasn't been good last 30. Man, I'm getting worried that I've got to fucking sell out on my boy here. If you've been backing Framber, you've pretty much wound up with a finger in your coolie almost every 5 days, right? More so than not. Let's go really quick under the hood for Framber, because again, I'm going to just blow through the afternoon stuff. But I think it's really important to understand where we are with Framber right now. Like at minus 137, he should be a fucking big favorite right here. I guess the A's offense returned a little bit, but they're still really hampered, and I haven't been buying it. Man, Framber, what a disappointment. He was actually kind of vocal about it. It got me nervous. We were worried about the change in defense. He went and started not complaining, but he said he's been suffering from the use of ABS, implying he was very open about it. He said he used to get a lot of calls that he's not getting anymore, or or getting calls turned over, and it's really kind of hurt him. He was always trying to command the lower third. Man, it's been all or none for this guy. It's like 1-0 or 4, and then you got that 1-7 and the 8 in there. It's been kind of brutal, and again, you can't isolate it to home or away. It's just been really fucking rough for Framber. Have the A's hit lefties at all? Maybe that's what I'm looking at. I want to get on my boy Framber. I think the talent will run through. Man, under the hood for my guy. We just throwing a ton of sinkers, right? That's always been the thing. Man, he's actually been a little lucky as far as contact goes. He's still getting whiffs. He generates a lot of whiffs on the off-speed stuff, which I don't think people understand. 30 on the curve, these are whiff rates, 23 on the change, 42 on the slider. That pitch has a 135 X slug. I'd be like, dude, maybe we want to try and use it against righties a little bit more. See if you can pinpoint that pitch. It's been really good. I don't know. This feels like I'm starting to get the bad chalk feel. I know yesterday we did have a good day and I already did my own job kind of auto glazing, but I wanted to mention one thing that really kind of rose to the surface for me was avoiding the bad chalk, right? We were talking to Texas. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't like that chalk. And that ended up being bad chalk. There was someone else too, whoever played the Angels. Oh, maybe that was Texas. But there were definitely 2 games that we were not buying on the chalk, and those exploded. In a better life, in a smarter life, I would have went the other direction, but whatever. I've been trying to keep my daily allotment below like 3.5% daily. So, all right, so 14 jillion words or less. I'm still kind of on the fence. I was looking for something that would maybe push me in the right direction. The A's have just been awful last 7 days with the stick. Again, they're really injured, and the bullpen's been bad. That's why I was trying to lean into the Tigers, but again, this is what we got yesterday, so maybe I am going to pump the brakes model, giving us just the elbow, saying, I don't know, we are right on that, we're right on that number. We have Detroit technically for a win, but a tenth of a run at minus 137 just might be the bad chalk that we're worried about. Next up, Bryce Miller on the bump for the Mariners, minus 150 favorite, down in Miami to face Jansen Junkballer. He's back on the road against the mighty Marlins. They've got the bullpen emoji, so that pen's been good. But it's Fairbanks back-to-back in 3 of 4, 60 pitches. I don't think you'll see him. Peterson back-to-back 3 of 4, 34. On the fence, but 4 or 5, I'm looking for regression. Kate Gibson back-to-back. I think he's the back end of the pen. But still, there are a few kind of avenues closed. And those 2 guys in particular have been the reason for the season why that Marlins bullpen has been so fucking good. Miller as good or better than anybody on a per inning basis. 171 ERA and a .66 whip. Man, I was banging the fucking drum for Miller. Oh my God. If you were following any of the best ball work, I think Bryce Miller was on 100% of my best ball teams. I have all my projections and all my work done. He was undrafted except for by me. I was the only person drafting Bryce Miller. He had a question with the throwing arm again. He's had the history of it. I started backing off. Now, we didn't get killed in those other ones. We had a bunch of Messick. We have a bunch of Hancock and stuff. We did very well. I'm doing very good at best ball this year. But fuck, man, if Miller didn't have that news, it would have been wheels up all the way, and he's been carrying the bag right now. When this guy is healthy and the velo is over that kind of 95 mark, he is humming, yo. Bryce Miller is so fucking filthy, man. 29% ball, sub 3 walk across 52 2/3. He's one of my favorite guys to watch because, again, when the command and control is that good, You could just operate up in the zone wherever you want. Not a big deal. Not to mention the four-seamer, over 96, 110 stuff plus. Just incredible stuff. He has everything you could fucking ask for. He is so fucking good. KBB north of 30 is, big dick player status stuff. There isn't a split this guy is not into. He has a 180 max lefty-righty BA split and a 549 max lefty-righty OPS split. I could go on and on all day about Miller. One of my favorite guys here. Is just incredible shit, man. Just so good. Sub 1 whip on the road, 28 KBB. Just can't go wrong. And I kind of like Junk, but he's in the return. So I think you want to get away from, the Marlins. As good as the offense has been, I think they'll meet their match a little bit today. My guy Casey also went down yesterday. That sucked. I'm anticipating he'll probably miss one more. Mariners offense is straight anus. It's the absolute worst. But the bullpen's been pitching a little bit better of late. I think they're going to return to that season-long kind of narrative that we had in them. Give me the Mariners. I think they can cover. Let's check the price of this. The Marlins are getting a little bit of love. We might get some, we might get a nice price. You can't be. We like the Marlins. You can't be afraid to face the Marlins in this spot, right? Plus 115 for the Mariners on the cover. I think that's where I'm at. Give me one segundo. Let me bring up my show sheet. I forgot I was bullshit. Everything's just a little bit slower right now. My, kids are on summer break. And, we're getting ready to travel down the fucking coast. All-Star break. Don't even ask me about Home Run Derby. Don't fucking tag me. I don't care. I'm out. Like the fuck we are. Outie fucking 5,000, man. I'm out. Next up, the Jesus Lizard, Jesus Luzardo on the bump for the Fighting Phils. They're leaving Broad Street to head down for Cincinnati to face Brady, the wedding singer, plus 137 at the crib for the Redlegs. Reds got it done for us yesterday. Offense starting to click when Sally Stewart is doing the thing. Be on the lookout. That said, they've really struggled versus lefties, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get under the hood really quick on this one. The Phillies minus 167, by the way. Luzardo, 375 ERA and 127 whip. The indicators are all incredible. A lot of the underpinning stuff as far as discipline goes is all top-notch. He suffered from a little bit of bad BABIP luck and a little bit of homer to fly ball luck. Remember, 29 fly ball, 30 hard hit, sub 6 barrel, sub 1 homer 9. People are jumping the shark on Luzardo. He is filthy, right? Luzardo is really good. For whatever reason, he just carries this immense blow-up risk. And I don't mean the percentage number is very high, but when that number hits, it's not 4 runs. It's 12. It's like, it's not 7. It's not 7. It's worse. It's hard to believe. I don't think anyone has more like 8-run blow-ups than Luzardo, and I would definitely bet no one has more 8-run blow-ups with like a sub 4 ERA. It's really fucking nuts. Now, Luzardo, maybe it's a location thing. I don't know. Maybe when he's home, because he's excellent on the road, right? Let's swing over to the end. You just couldn't find a bigger disparity. You'd think Luzardo was pitching in Sacramento. Maybe Philly not that much worse. I don't know. 660 ERA and 140 whip. At home, 154, 118. Surface combo, 23.5 KBB. And he's been excellent last 30 days. I mean, this is the best version of Singer. Of Luzardo, excuse me. Singer, now, I wasn't really buying. We got paid fading him out of the box. He's put together a little bit. I have trouble trusting this guy in Cincinnati, which is weird because he has the strong home split. That's the one I'm not really sure that I'm buying, because you always got to check the lefty splits for a pitcher whenever they're facing the Phils. And Singer has struggled against lefties. 14 homers to lefties alone, 910 OPS on the season, 2.5 homer 9. I think Brady Singer kind of meets his match today. Now, the Reds have hit lefties. I mentioned that before. I'm not going to lie about this. I'm not going to misframe it. They've hit lefties. I just think Luzardo's a really tough lefty. But they've legit done everything. And that is the fail point for this one. And if this turns into one of Luzardo's 10-run outings, that's how it happened, I guess. Phillies versus righties have really improved. And while they're chasing outside the zone a little bit more than I'd like them to, they are taking walks and doing a lot with the stick. that's not really Singer's game, getting guys to reach and stuff. More of a pitch to contact guy. And I think right now, if you're going to put the ball in play against this iteration of the Phillies, you're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble. Bullpens are weird right now. On the season, there is no question, unequivocally, incontrovertibly, the Phillies are the better bullpen, not even close. Reds brought back Pagan. They've been okay again. The underpinning stuff is not great, but it's been about as good as their pitching. And, the Phillies have had a little bit of struggles, though. I do think they're more talented. And oftentimes, once we get a little bit of rest, sometimes you do get the reset. I'll tend to default back to, arm talent and not even to say projections, production, skill level, which I think is a good way to do it because that's part of why the bullpen report is so impactful. You can't just I have the bullpen numbers. I want you to know who's responsible for what, but it's very hard to cap through just that. Eternal shout out to the Source Network crew, Kyle and Toasty and TV and Jacob and those boys, even Spoonie, man, who hopefully I'll get to work with soon. They're all very nuanced with bullpen work, and it definitely matters. I know for a fact, I've won in so many bets. It's like countless bets, having avoided the bullpen emoji. Oh, Minnesota was one. I think whatever. Technically, I guess we were lucky to fucking push that Twins F5 yesterday. But yo, go fuck yourself. For real, go fuck yourself. Second and third, one out in the first, and an idiot Brooks Lee got fucking picked off. You fucking dick. What a fucking dick, man. That's the worst. Gotta pay. That shit kills me. I understand these guys are awesome, premier athletes, and usually pretty cool people. But dude, could you fucking pay attention for us? You're on a shitty team. Could you fucking pay attention? So yeah, I got the Phils doing the damn thing. So I think we've got some donkey pairing right out of the box. Right, this won't end poorly. But I think we might have ourselves another blend bet. You get plus 170 on the pair. You know what? My beef might be the Phillies is on the wrong side of even. They're at minus 105 right now, and I usually don't like to push. So we'll see. Maybe I will just do a pairing. Maybe I'm going to see. I'm going to meditate on that. Next up, my boy Logan Henderson, Weapon X, back on the bump for the Cheesemakers. It's going to be blazing hot under the arch in St. Louis to face Andre Palante and the Redbirds. They are plus 113 at the crib. Man, I really like Henderson, but he's making the debut. Now, I was looking at the whatchamacallit, the rehab stuff. And it was pretty strong. And I think there was advancement also. This isn't like a science. I'm a little bit worried. I'm not sure we're ready to bet on him yet. So 2 starts in a row, regular rest, AAA. 3 innings, 11 batters. He was very good. It was no runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. It's fucking awesome. Then he went 3 1/3, faced 14 batters, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. And just from the workload, I'm not sure what you're going to get. Cardinals have been a little bit tough lately. Let's check them out versus righties. I guess versus righties has been a weak split. I know they were hitting lefties and we were on it. That was the other chalk of this game right here, Milwaukee. The truffle pig sniffed that one out, yo. This is what we do. This is what we do. Me and you, the fucking Corked Stats crew. A lot of people out there were betting on Kyle Harrison. A lot of people were out there betting on Mackenzie Gore. And I think this is why I'm so proud. I take massive losses in front of people. I have to look like an idiot a dozen times every single day in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people. It's what it is. So every so often, you got to take the dubs as well without kind of spiking the football. The way I find that kind of gentle spot in the middle is, learning in front of people and showing improvement, right, of my own. So if you've been watching this long enough, you've seen some of the mistakes. You've seen the mistakes be addressed, the mistakes be avoided, right, and kind of progress made. So be careful. I've been calling it defaulting to the favorite. It's not necessarily the most creative term, but I think it gets the job done. Be careful, right? Even when you're looking at the model, and this is also a little bit of a half lesson towards reading the model. And I mentioned the 10th of a run. You can't look at the model. And in that last one, they were both over 4, separated by a 10th of a run. That's when you look at the price, right? The model is screaming at you. The distribution curve, they're almost overlapping. Why would you pay a tax, right, to have the leading one? You wouldn't do that. So we all need to stop defaulting to favorites. The Mets got it done, but that was a fucking slog, right? It took them all the way to the fucking end. I think there was some bad defense also. That series has had just a ridiculous amount of bad defense. I don't know. I'm you know me. I'm a fucking honk for these big talent arm guys, and I'm generally fading guys like Palante. But the indicators are loving him. He's kind of honing his craft into a more kind of old-fashioned pitcher, where he has very good command and control of the zone. In particular, when it comes to that bottom third, bottom quartile, and just hammering. 54 ground ball, 29 hard hit, just 9 home runs in 95 innings. That'll play. That's going to play. Milwaukee offense has been pretty good versus righties, man. I dig this offense when they're at full strength, right? When you have Yelich and Churio, and again, they've had the talent now to be able to rest Yelich to kind of keep him sustainable and then play against all the righties. I don't know, man. I like the fucking Brew Crew. I think they've got the better bullpen, and it's when I saw minus 135 Logan Henderson, I was like, darn. But then I was kind of thinking like pump the brakes, defaulting to the favorite. But then I was thinking the bullpen is really fucking strong. You know what I mean? And it's like multi-inning guys that are really strong. I tend to like Chad Patrick. I know he's had a little bit of a rough go. He's corrected it. And then you get the tough lefties. You get Ashby. Unfortunately, Hall is down. He was the other guy I was thinking of. But Ashby is rested, and Patrick is rested. Patrick hasn't pitched in 2 days. I'd imagine he's the follow for Henderson if Henderson comes out in the 4th. Man, I think you could bet the Brewers today. Hopefully I didn't take you on too much of a wild ride. Sound like too contradictory, but I think the answers are there as we kind of pull the threads. Palante pitching to contact against a good offense without a strong bullpen behind him. Yeah, give me the fucking Zebras. We'll see. I have a feeling that's going to make it on my ticket. I'm a hog for fucking Henderson, man. Next up, Reed Detmer's on the bump for the Halos, plus 120 dog, down in the Lone Star State to face nasty Nate Eovaldi and the naughty jungle of love. Rangers minus 144 at the crib again. I'm just bad chalk. Easy call for bad chalk. I love me some Eovaldi. The problem here, you want to be under, but the totals, the book kind of beat us there. It's 3.5 and 7. I don't like to go under that. Even if this went to 6.5, I'm not tempted to even go, man, 6.5. How do you not go over a baseball game 6.5? I don't know. And I love Detmers. I love Eovaldi. I've been standing for both of these guys for, longer than I want to admit. They both been excellent. You can even get out the Spider-Man GIF. Right? Detmers and Eovaldi both have an ERA north of 4, but a sub 117 whip. Both of it. All the indicators are awesome, man. Whatever. Claudebot doesn't like Eovaldi as much as it likes Detmers. But man, Eovaldi's been fantastic. 33 ball, sub 6 walk. Detmer's not far behind him. 35 ball, sub 8 walk. Both with the big CSWs and the big swing and miss with the big chase rates. You like the elevation stuff for Eovaldi a little bit better. But it's funny how that hasn't translated. And here's like another lesson. Here we go. This is the spinning bowls, right? Remember the guy spinning bowls on sticks? You could spin a fucking million of them as long as you get back to the first one before it falls off. That's like a good analogy for critical thought. So what I was mentioning before, how four-seamers are, right, the foundational piece. Hold on, let me go back to the sheets. You can actually see the numbers. Although Eovaldi, again, has a far better elevation bin, 49 ground ball, 39 hard hit. He's given up more than double the home runs of Detmers. Detmers has a 40. I should have done that. Detmers has a 45 fly ball opposed to Eovaldi's 33. Tremendous difference. Tremendous difference. However, one, keep an eye on the pull rates. Eovaldi much easier to pull because of the four-seamer. Very equivalent velocities. Eovaldi kind of learning his lesson not to use it so much. But the difference in the Stuff Plus is the difference. It's also why I'm sorry, I should say the infield fly also explains a little of this. Detmers has nearly double the pop-up rate that Eovaldi has. So Eovaldi not really winning up and out. You know, Detmers wins up and out. Hard to get around on. When Eovaldi misses, guys can get their hands in front of it. It's up and it's gone. I might even like the Angels here today. I don't think I'm going to bet against Eovaldi. The price on Detmers feels a little funky monkey to me. Just say. I think the pitching is equivalent. The fucking lunch may be kind of equivalent. Detmers is minus 130 getting the half run. You know, that's a little interesting. By the way, what a fucking pussy. Speaking of the first 5 run lines, I didn't have the fucking balls to bet the Rockies yesterday. And then I'll do you one better. What kind of jerk off am I? They were down 3-0. I was like, I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I am so smart. And that was fucking good. That was good. Did they win outright? Whatever. Who gives a shit? But it was fucking good. It was fucking good. So when the math is there, again, I mentioned we got to have the confidence. Don't be afraid of the jerseys. That's also a losing proposition. Don't be afraid of betting against the Yankees or the fucking Dodgers or anybody. Anybody could win or lose any fucking thing. Most of these games are much closer to 50-50 than I think we care to admit. Let's just look at the offenses really quick. I'm taking forever today, but again, I'm just going to blow through the daytime stuff. Daytime content just gets no burn. The more time you spend on it, the less people fucking care. You know, you got to remember, people are listening late, coming home from work and stuff. Okay, so let's go. Texas versus lefties has been a weak split. They've hit for average on a high BABIP, but too many ground balls and 0 hard hit at all. 320 xCon, 289 xWall, but you're going to get shoved by Detmers. Meanwhile, Angels versus righties, it's also been gross. Maybe the 7 is too high. I almost caught myself. This came up a couple weeks ago, right? And I was just mentioning 30 seconds ago. Having confidence, and there's still one spot that I can't find the fucking balls to go after, and it's under low totals. Something we spoke about. You know, you can put in the comments your best guess, people. I like to ask all the time when this comes up, what percentage of games do you think winds up lower than 7? Right? Just kind of get that number in your head. I think we were initially guessing, I don't know the actual number. I could probably get that scraped. We were initially guessing like 15. I think it might have been closer to like, 10 or 12. I doubt it's under 5, right? I mean, it happens. It's not, oh my God, this game was 2-1, 3-1, 4-2. Like, these are baseball scores. Now think, right? What percentage of games are ever listed below 6.5? Go ahead. We had 6.5 yesterday. How many go to 6? Is it 0? Is it fucking 0? It's like 1%. So right there kind of is in itself a discovery of it, right? It's like an edge discovery. But you have to have the fucking balls to go get it. It is really, I laugh when people say life's too short to bet the under. You never bet a fucking MLB under that because you are shitting. You spend the entire time with a load in your pants. And most of the times, whenever I feel like I bet an under, there's a 2-run scored in the first, and now you have to fucking pace the entire fucking time. So, am I going to have the balls to do that after what I hope is a pretty solid lesson? Probably not. I'm a fucking bitch. It's the truth, man. It really is true. But all that stuff is massively true, right? All that stuff is massively true. Spot the lie. You can see I barely have Texas over 3.5 runs. So, I've got this game 4-3 as almost like a stretch. They both kind of have to hit higher end mean outcomes. If anything, this is like a 3-3 game tie, but you worry about that in extra innings. Now, because I talked that shit, I'm going to just check yesterday because I don't know. How many games wound up short of 6 yesterday? I'm honestly not sure. Tigers and A's finished at 7, so that was a bust out. Braves and Pirates was 3-0. Rays and Yankees was 3-0. Marlins and Mariners was 2-0. Red Sox and White Sox was 5-0. Brewers and Cardinals was 5-1. So we had 5 games yesterday that were under. Under the lowest number that never gets posted. Forget the actual numbers that get posted. So I've been trying to meditate on unders, and it is really difficult. But this would absolutely, totally be one of them. Angels bullpen's been pitching well. Texas bullpen's been a nice surprise. So, again, the answer to me is under 7, and I still don't know after that whole fucking rant if I'm going to be able to get there. Next up, Merrill Kelly on the bump for the Snakes. They're on the road in the perfect weather to face the winged line, Griffin Canning and the Friar Tucks. I don't know. This is over or nothing. The only thing I want to mention about this game. All right, there was one thing I wanted to mention. It's being careful, right? This is something I've tested out on my own that would be on the warning label if I ever got to that. And though we have a winner modeled, right? So we have San Diego by a third of a run. They're minus 125 at home. You could easily see wanting to get there. Generally, if I have the opposition's F5 over 2.4 or their full score over 4.4, I'm worried, right? Because that's where we get running overs. Right? The model's never going to give you 8s. Doesn't work that way. So we have to be weary of the front end. Those hot cells, right? The red. So I just wanted to put that out there. Meaning I would feel way more comfortable on an over or team totals than I would looking for the Padres to win this one, lest we suffer the consequences of the Orioles game from last night. Oh my gosh, imagine if we would hit the Orioles game. Of course, we had the other 3 or 4. Life of the fucking parlay better. I hate parlays, but it would have thrown off the whole fucking process. You know what I mean? I just don't like to go over daily allotment. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, meaning I tie units to percentage of stack. I, as a derivatives day trader, would never go over 5%. I think responsible daily allotment is 3.5 to 5. So if you're a half unit better on your straights, there's only so much room. You can't play it. You can play as many bets you want, but you'd have to reduce the risk. Right? Does that make sense? It's not that it's a ceiling for the day, right? Not a cap on the menu. So there's another piece of risk management advice that you're just not going to get with the fucking filter queen. Whatever. All right, last but not least, in the Who Cares Bowl, Ryan Feltner is facing, I think it's Carson Wisenhunt. I don't even know if that's locked in. Books have a blank space. Could be TBD. We could get a bulk. We could get an opener. I wouldn't fucking bother. You know what? Sorry. Let me just backtrack 1 second. I wanted to look at the team total stuff in the last game, Arizona and Padres. Snakes are 4.5, 115. Plus, Padres minus 105. I know I just kind of glazed over it. Excuse me, the pitching is a disaster in this game. I think Kelly is hurt. I'm not sure Canning is that good. And also might be hurt. This is crazy. You could add their K minus BB together. It's 13.5. So, that's my stat for the day. A 13.5 KBB is not good. You can combine Kelly and Canning to get there. And fucked up, man. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. I remember seeing the splits earlier. Sorry, I don't usually do that to you guys, where I just kind of glaze off. But I saw it and I was like, I can't fucking do it. Look at this. Kelly has a 0.5% road KBB. One half of 1%. Canning, that was Kelly. Canning has a +6 ERA at home. Canning also has a 7.36 ERA the last 30 days. add up their KBBs over the last 30 days, it's not even 10. It's not even 10. It's 9.2. It's 9.2. So like these guys should get just fucking eviscerate. Of course, you know what's funny? Hold on, man, not to hit you with the Facha Booth again, but I know there are very sharp people here, and I like to put this stuff out there because it just might have legs. Somebody might see it. Somebody might play it. Is Jeff? Was he? Fuck, Jeff. I'm sorry if it's you. With the alt football unders that we were cracking, this way, I would want the fucking bell ends on this, right? So like, forget 09. Forget 09. I want the lowest alt total and the highest alt total, right? Like a tenth of a unit on both and walk the fuck away. And save your money on these craziness. Again, I don't generally like over 9 and needing the 10th run. It's a fucking pain in the ass. But that's how I think this ends. There's only two ways this ends. With everybody celebrating on Twitter that it was the most obvious over ever, or everybody bitching and moaning with sand in their box because I can't believe it. Look at the numbers. Look at John crying about KBB. So that's my story. I'm fucking sticking to it. That's the all or none bowl. And the last one is really TBD, so I wouldn't bother until it comes out. I know Wizenhunt has got some shine to him, but he's been getting beat up in the minors, and I would never say something like can't happen, but I will say if someone is getting crushed in the minors, I'm not going to bet them until I see them at least pitch well in the majors, and then I kind of have to buy it. But you'd have to at least, do it. I have enough trouble with guys like Logan Henderson that we've seen he's got ace topside SP1 fucking ceiling. Guy is ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Then it's a little bit different. Like, Jared Jones, we were on that yesterday, people chasing fucking ERA, so stupid. All right. That'll do it for the nighttime stuff. Appreciate you. How about a quick hop into the comments? I'm going to leave up the algo on the daytime stuff so video people could kind of see it. We're just going to blaze. We are going to absolutely blaze through it. Appreciate everybody with the shout out for Big Pop at home. I absolutely know for a fact, he's been listening and he appreciates you all. And, prayers up, man. And if you shout it out, I appreciate you. I really do. Nose, B Rose. Up in the bitch as always, Brian. Thank you, brother. Dude, man. I was like crying, man. Adonis up in the piece. Sam, good to see you. No block, all the usual suspects. Unk. Love you, Jeff. You are my guy, bro. Stevie Stallings, what's going on up in the house? Love when you jump in. What did you have going on, B Rose? Round robin, a bunch of run lines. If any of the Twins, Rangers, Pirates got home, would have been sick. Yeah, I know. That's what it looked like. We all made money, and then we're all really close to fucking jackpotting. Lloyd Wells, new sub. Appreciate you, man. What's going on, Trent? And all the usual suspects kind of hammering out. Double up, Dave. Good to see you. And let's do the daytime skyrocket in flight, afternoon delight. Let's go get it. All right, Bryce the Elder on the bump for the Bravos. Right, he's leaving the Shire and heading down to Steel City to face Mitch Keller and the Buccos. Mitch Keller and the Buccos. Gosh, that was terrible. Sorry, the dad jokes come with the free fucking live stream. Yeah, this one was scoring or nothing for me, except the totals really beat us there. 5.5, 9.5 is kind of high, especially without any of the weather emojis. Like, it could get there. I don't know. I don't think I'm playing this one. If I had to, the model is giving us the nudge to go for the Pirate outright. Kind of like in Keller, a little bit better than Elder. The Braves have the bullpen emoji. And I think Pirates might even have the better offense as of, like, right now. So I think Pittsburgh wins. 104 is not really there, right? If Keller comes out and gives up, again, right, the red flags that I was mentioning before. Opposition over 2.5, over 4.4. These are spots I would normally fade. Though I think Pirates will win, at least you're not defaulting to the favorite because you're getting plus money. It's only plus 104. Next up, Michael, Waka Waka Waka. He's on the bump for the Royals with cheese, plus 123 down in Queens to face Shawmanaya. Let's go, Mets go. Wind blowing out at City. I got this one just right on the nose. Like right on the nose. Model likes KC up front. That's an interesting bet. KC F5 is an interesting bet. Hold on, let me see. I've been trying to use Odds Trader again for the F5 stuff. Not everybody's always working so well in the morning. Come on, you bitch. It's moved over to minus money. It's negative both ways. I got like minus 120, minus 145. Man, fuck your hold. Fuck your hold, bitch, and your juice. Damn it. So I was hoping, I mean, unless I'm wrong about the price, maybe the price moved after we printed. I didn't double check. No, Casey's plus 118 on the money line. I got to double check MGM. Give me a second. How could this be? Nah, see, this is my problem. Not to kill Odds Trader, but they don't pay me. Maybe they should. Their numbers are way off right now. They have minus money, and that's not the case. MGM, who this line is live, right? You can quote a live line opposed to these sites that you can't necessarily bet on. The Royals plus 110 F5, I think, actually makes some sense. So I just like to put up. Hold on, let me put up the show picks. And again, we have a plus money early parlay like cooking right now. You know, Pittsburgh plus money, KC plus money. I love being on the plus money side during the day. I feel like that's when everything goes wrong. Again, I've been a very bad daytime bettor in my life, but I think part of it has been defaulting to the favorite. Shit. I hear you barking, bruh. Next up, the Yarbros are back. Ryan Yarbrough on the bump for the bad guys. Yankees plus 130 dog at home against Drew Rasmussen and the flat fucking fish of Florida. Yeah, and they should be. Rays are a... You know what? I'm just going to start putting blend in my little box. Rays are a blend candidate. We've got them over 3/4 of a run separation from the bad guys. I think you could play Tampa for the cover at plus 135. Yankees are ass right now. You just got to keep smashing them. Eventually, right, they're going to win a game out of nowhere. It's baseball. Shit happens all the time. We saw the Mets run off, like 10 or 12 in a row earlier this season. It just happens, you know. It happens, and it's not like, man, I can't believe what's going on. What's going on? All the pitching is down, and Aaron Judge is, fucking hurt, and it's been that simple. Yankees are rested, though, and not to jock them, but when you get the full complement of Bednar, Cruz, Hedrick, you got to kind of keep the light on for the Yankees bullpen. I don't generally like... what's it called? First 5 covers. That's usually not my game. Sorry, I brain farted because it hit me. I was confusing Ryan Yarbrough with Eric Lauer, right? Opener, lefty, older, or whatever. Is he pitching? I saw the innings number, and actually I thought I had something wrong. Yeah, he's been like mopping up, so... I don't know, you're going to get an inning or two. Then the Yankees are going to go to Paulie Blackburn. I mean, I think the Yankees will try and get as much as they can out of Yarbrough, but he hasn't thrown... I mean, he hit the 50s once. He threw 55 pitches in early May. He hasn't thrown 40 pitches since late May. I mean... 35 pitches last outing. Maybe he goes to 50. Maybe he gets to 3 innings. And then I think the plan is probably Blackburn, 4, 5, 6, and that's where I think the Rays would eat. But if it is close, Yankee bullpen's good. So maybe I'm a little torn there. But if I had to take it, it's the plus price on the Rays, or you work the blend. Next is Gavin Williams and the Guards. They're minus 130 on the road against Bailey Ober and the Twinks. Yeah, I mean, Ober, even though I know he was showing a little bit of love, I'm not buying Ober in any kind of return. Also, if you noticed, this is I never came up with the name for it. But I take a lot of pride in the most information that's the the most easily digested, right, in a short period of time. I think the picture sheets, that's why they catch on. That matchup page, in case anyone was wondering, those stats are also on a separate page. That they're sortable. It was so funny. I do such a bad job explaining how to use it sometimes. That Toasty was like, "Yo, man, one day it was like this way, and one day it was set another way." I said, "Dude, you just sort it. Don't sort the matchup page. You're gonna get fucked." That's for that reason. I think the same thing with the Algo page, the wind and the weather, where the heat and where the scoring is. Now where the wind, right, temperature also. The bullpens, I love that stuff. And then the last one are these. When one team has a 3.5 team total, the Twins, you see the orange box, says, FGTT 3.5 right there above that column. And the Guardians, who have a 4.5 team total. And it's at minus 135 or better. This is something we've been talking about. I don't automatically bet them. I just kind of, one, intuitively makes a little bit of sense. But then also found that our analysis almost always led us there. So for me, it's definitely guards. Love Gavin Williams. Not buying Bailey Ober in the return. I know the guards' offense is a little fugazi, but whatever you think about the guards' offense, I think, less of the Minnesota bullpen. So Cleveland wins this one, going away. Next up, Patrick Sandoval on the bump for the Red Laundry. He's making his debut. I think the rehab stuff has been a little rough. Let's bring that up. I know I said I really wasn't doing stats, but unless you're going to totally fade that, this kind of matters. Okay, I had it confused with somebody else. This is what we actually like to see. And you could probably treat Sandoval the way you would have. Now the problem is I don't think that's great. But I always like to be, one, honest, two, transparent, right, in the process. What have we talked about? We want guys that get, an extended rehab. He's had 6 starts. We're looking for a guy to have extended workload, right? Innings. 1-1, 1-2, 3-0, 3-1, 4, and 5 innings, all the way up through 5. And we're looking for some bit of production. Earned runs from Sandoval. How 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 sound. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. Did not have multiple walks in any of the rehab starts. So I think Sandoval is probably in a pretty good spot. Like, he's feeling good. He's the guy we thought. There has got to be a little bit of a debut tax because, again, Sandoval was never like this world beater. But he gets the White Sox. Man, and every kiss begins with K. Wind blowing out. I think I'm to the over. This one feels like a 4 + 4 = 9, but the line is set at 9. I think I'm out. They both have the 4.5. Team total. And I'm going to say a thanks, but no thanks. I think that one I'm definitely out on. Last but not least, appreciate you all for jumping on the show. Please press the like button. That shit matters more than it should. Please subscribe to the channel. We are doing the think I can. We're doing the chug-a-lug-a-lug up the fucking mountain to 1,000 subs where I could actually be monetized. Let me take a quick second to shout out our guy Poods for the first tip I've ever gotten. And, yo, man, was fucking really touching. And I get this. I get it. But you don't have to fucking do that. You could try to sell them. Anyway, my guy is sending, the entire Legeza family to a Yankee game on a fucking arm, baby, on a fucking arm. Great fucking seats. First row, lower deck. All right, my friend. I mean, I would cry if I talk about how deeply appreciative I am. And I wonder if some people are like, man, for like a big fat guy with a, felony arrest on his ledger, you're kind of fucking mushy. Yo, man, trust me. when you get older, you understand that if you haven't, I brought up meditation twice already today. That shit matters. Meditate, spiritual shit. Oh, it's the fucking best, man. Mindfulness, meditation. Look it up after the show. Learn how to think. Stewie, also big shout out. Monotone Football, 1L. Follow my guy Stu. One of, if not like the best guy in the fucking industry. Great fucking dude. Super sharp, super smart. Cares more about the following than himself. He's the fucking absolute man. Tweeted that yesterday. That was very touching for me, Stu. If you're listening, I appreciate you. Right? Some people tell you like what to think. He said, I try and teach people how to think. And that was really very touching. So shout out again to all the crew out there, man. It is fucking crazy, bro.
What is your profession?
Oorah, kicking the fucking shit out of the books. Last but not least, David Peterson on the bump for the Let's Go Mets go. They're on the road against Trevor Rogers, the newly found ace. Trevor Rogers, he's back. Plus the Mets have the fucking emoji. We gotta go with the Jays today. I'm gonna bet we're gonna have some straight bets. Today we're actually gonna have some fucking straight bets. Man, we'd have a monster fucking parlay. I hate doing that though, right? Because that shit happens all the time with this too. You put together some parlay, you hit 3 or 4. That's why I generally like to save parlay pieces for minus 150s and or worse. But now that we've kind of stumbled on the blend bet, I should have just did that yesterday. We would have crossed Washington. Poods was on that. Smart guys. I love that. I of course want you to pay for the service. I of course want you to look at the model, and I want you to have a bit of trust in it. Remember, it doesn't tell the future. It just think of it as a really nerdy friend that makes very strong mathematical arguments at a very low price. Okay, all these are range of outcome things, but when you see something that disagrees with you, at the very least, right? There is an argument. There is. You might not have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. You could be buying the regression case. Right? It's just that it exists. Then it's up to you. And I love the kind of smart people that go and expand on this stuff. I got so much great feedback about some of the stuff we've been doing, the lessons outside of the analysis. I'm trying to keep the show interesting so you listen I'm trying to keep it so you listen every day. You know what I'm saying? So thanks and shout out to everybody, right? Expand off the work. Poods, I had Washington in a parlay ticket. He IKB'd me. He is sharp. That is good, right? Win bet's good. Model strength good. I talked about the Nats. I loved Griffin. We love the offense. Well, I was worried about the bullpen, but said there could easily be space for them. They were in that blend bet. I pulled them for San Diego, but instead of creating another one, because I was afraid of the daily allotment, you see how the push and pull of risk management could and should kind of affect your play. Now, I had room, and I should have put it in there because we had the math behind this. So, you live and learn, hopefully get better again. We're up over 6% ROI on the bets, and that's after giving away all of our fucking edge. The model gets printed every morning. I do this show every fucking day, and the picks come out hours later. The fact that we're ahead at all is such a fucking testament to how good this shit is. That's the thing I'm the most proud of right now. So thanks for picking up what we're putting down here at Corked Stats, the best fucking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere with your boy, closing out the first half strong. 0 days off, motherfuckers. We don't throw the balls. We don't swing the bat, but we do control our attitude. We do control the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Heads up high, everybody. Let's go get him today. Love that shit. Love it, man. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, man, winning feels a lot less like luck. Shout out, Big Pop. Yo, we love you.